It's hard to believe that we made it through all these seasons. I just discovered that I was a songwriter about 2 years ago.
I've always said, Joy, you were on something huge. This is not your typical children's music. It's not, you know, your standard 1-4-5.
What I really enjoy is watching the videos of her kids just performing to the songs, and she tells me, like, you know, they're improvising, they are, you know, just having genuinely fun with the songs, you know, which I think that's what really takes it that step further.
Each and every day I'm always thankful for my friends.
She has this sound that is not just for kids, but it's almost like it's a family thing. You can sit down with your family and just listen to this.
It's like that's always part of putting on a show, is that you have to please the audience, and I know that the parents want to hear something that they listen to at home too.
She ties in a number of useful concepts that could be used in curriculum, English language arts, mathematics, social studies, and sciences. Started with a title and a concept, a chord progression, and kind of like a loose melody. And then she took it, she wrote some beautiful words, and it started with this scratch track. And usually I'm always like, oh wait, we should wait until we record like a real guitar track. And she's like, no, just hit play, let's just do it. And what we did with that original track, I mean, it was beautiful, it was stunning. I listened to it like 40 times, and I'm like, Joy, you have made greatness here.
Just kind of naturally fused that kind of music together. And then I guess like a lot of my music might have like the hip hop beat, and like I guess once you start mixing, you'll start hearing like the layers, like there's like a whole orchestra like underneath it. Yeah, something, I don't know. It's whatever the synthetic bass, like there's contact bass and there's some kind of other bass. Like I'm always trying to find ways to engage my students and make my music lesson engaging. So like if I'm trying to teach hip hop is this, hip hop is, you know, it's awful, it's bad music, because the content generally is not something you want your children listening to, even if it's something you listen to, like, you know, you've enjoyed it your whole life. It's not what you want your kids listening to, or your nieces or nephews, or my students necessarily. The last thing I want to do is hear my kids coming in and cursing or saying the N-word, things like that.
Going forth and listening to her music, and then listening to the passion she has in all her lyrics, and then listening to the commitment that she has in her voice, it actually puts me in a mindset, like, you know, like I can enjoy music that I'm not used to hearing because I can relate to the passion she has.
She's very productive. You know, it takes her 3 days, and she came to the studio from having 0 to a full song done in 3 days. That's very, very good.
You know, she comes from a very melodic based, her training renders her with melody skills unsurpassed. So she really brought a lot to the song, and I never felt like anyone else had really captured it, and I finally felt like, wow, this is not only the words, but the melodies and everything. It just fit. It just took the song to a whole different level.
But the best thing about them is they all have real big dreams. I know I have to surround myself with people doing big things.
Collaborating with someone like Joy was definitely a joyful experience, because she's taught me something that I haven't learned in any session.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What's that?
Seriously. To actually be a little bit more open.
She's definitely very talented, performing and writing, and you know, that's what definitely will take her that step further.
Joy has something to show the game, and when I say game, I mean the music game. I'm not just talking about kids' music.
Believe that you're here with me. Many have tried and failed, but we continue to sail despite turbulent waters.